Welcome back. In this video I'm going to be talking about proxy servers and why you should use them depending on your usage in Opportunity Bot. So let's get into it. Firstly, not all of you will need to use proxy servers. Whether or not you need to use them will depend largely on how many searches you plan on doing in Craigslist each day, or how broad those searches are going to be when you do perform them in Craigslist. So let me elaborate. Firstly, if you're going to be doing a very broad search, now by broad I mean you're not going to choose a category and you're not going to choose a location, or you're going to choose, say no location, but then just choose the US or Canada or some other region in Craigslist that has a large number of cities, that I consider to be a broad search. Otherwise, if you're going to be doing a large number of searches each day that are quite large, for example, searching in a category in the US, or searching a category worldwide or something like that, all of those add up to a lot of traffic going to Craigslist. Now, if you're doing this without proxies, if you cause them enough trouble, they'll block you for about 24 hours, has been our experience. Now, you do get quite a lot of leeway with this, but if you are planning on performing, half a dozen or a dozen large, broad searches each day, then you're very likely to get yourself into trouble. And if that happens, you'll be blocked and you won't be able to perform any business. So I recommend you be careful. Now, in order to prevent yourself from getting into trouble if you are performing a large number of searches or very broad searches, is to use proxies. And for proxies, you have two options available to you. You can use free proxies, which are a relatively temporary fix. They are relatively unreliable, but they're free, which is the plus side. Alternatively, you have paid proxies, which you pay for each month. They're very cheap, but they're really reliable, and you only need to swap them out once a month. I'll show you how you can use free proxies, and I'll tell you a site that you can use to get them from, and I'll show you exactly how you can put them into action. For the paid proxies, I'll talk about those briefly as well. But to start with, let's talk about proxiesforgoogle.com. So I'll just bring them up. This is my proxiesforgoogle.com account. I'm not actually affiliated with these guys. I do use their proxies, not in Opportunity Bot. I use them for some other software that I run, and I found them to be, quite good, quite a good supplier. Again, these are public free proxies. They're not super reliable. You're going to have to, watch them and swap them out fairly frequently. Otherwise, you'll start getting some poor search results. If that's a problem for you, then you'll probably want to use a paid proxy service, or just tone back your searching so that you don't need to use proxies. But let's go through how you would use them. So if you sign up for a Proxies for Google account, or any other location, any other place where you can get proxy service from, just in any way that fits, copy the proxies to your clipboard. Proxies for Google have a handy copy to clipboard IP port button here, so I'll just click on that, and it tells me that they're copied to the clipboard. Now I'll go back to Opportunity Bot and we'll start loading these in. To do this, I just need to click on the File menu and then click on Proxies. And then the Proxies window appears. Now I can just click on the From CB button, which means from clipboard, to paste in the proxies that I copied from Proxies for Google. Now that that's happened, I can just click Test All to start testing all of these proxies, as even though these are fresh and brand new from Proxies for Google, a lot of them will end up failing. So we want to remove all of those failed proxies so that they don't give us bad search results and end up just wasting our time. I'll pause this video here, as this can take a little while to go through all of the proxies. I'll unpause the video once it's finished running through the first test. Okay, and that's finished now. So what I'm going to do now is just click on the status column to quickly go through, and we'll delete all of the proxies that failed. So I've just selected all of the failed ones and I'll hit delete. And now that I've done that, I'll just run through and test them again. So I'll pause the video and come back once it's finished. Okay, and that's finished. So these proxies have been through 2 rounds of testing and they came through with flying colors. So we can stick with these ones for a while. I'll just click on close. And the last thing I need to do is just click on File, Configuration, and then change the proxy support drop down to List. That's all it takes. So from now on, whenever I do any searching on OpportunityBot, it's going to be going through the proxies that are in the proxy window rather than using my normal IP address. This protects me from getting blocked by Craigslist. So now I'll just jump back into the proxies window and I'll show you one other thing here, which is the get private proxies link here. So if you find that public proxies are a little bit too much of a hassle for you and you're putting through quite a lot of search volume, I do recommend you get some private proxies, and this link will take you to buyproxies.org, which is the supplier that I personally use and I recommend them. So if you want to pick up any proxies, head over there and grab them from them. Just get about 10 for $10 a month, and that will do you more than, that'll do more than what you need. And it's basically the cheapest option to go for. All right, thanks guys.